This week's film was a joint choice where we
watched Dune. We watched Dune. That's all you have to say.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Lads Film Thing podcast, where four friends discuss a film and generally have a good time. And be warned, there will be spoilers. So you've got Lucy.
Hello.
Me, Abby, Dan.
Hi.
And Sam.
Hello.
This week's film was a joint choice where we watched Dune, the 2021 American epic science fiction film, in preparation for the new Dune Part 2, starring many of our favourites.
Yeah, many.
Many of our favourites. All of our favourites?
Not all.
No.
Most of our favourite.
Most or many?
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams did not make an appearance.
Oh, that's true.
So we can't claim all of our favourites.
True. And it was the wrong Skarsgård for me. But there
Which
it is.
one's the right Skarsgård?
Whatever one of the not 60-year-old ones is.
You're not fussy about Skarsgård as long as they're age appropriate. Is that what you mean?
Right, that's what I think we're all saying. Right, I have got the unlucky task of attempting to distill this plot down into something resembling something sensible and short, which I'm
much like yourself.
Ready. Sam, that is half of the kindest thing you've ever said to me. Now, this is quite a hard thing to do because it was an extraordinarily complicated plot, I thought.
Yeah. Or is it, though? Either it's really, really complicated and I can't really grasp what's going on, or it's so simple that there's not really much to talk about and I still can't really grasp what's going on.
Yeah, good point. So, although every single name in this film is like sci-fi, the film centers around a young man called Paul. And the basic gist is that he and his family are from a particular ruling house, and they end up being assigned by the emperor to replace the Baron in Arrakis, which is like a desolate, harsh planet which is known for its spice. And as the film is kind of the story of them going there, and then the story of them being attacked by the Baron, and the recognition that the Emperor is kind of behind this whole plot to get rid of them as a house. And alongside that, it becomes clear at some point or other that Paul is I don't even know what to say, like a religious...
He's like he's been...
The one.
Become the one, and he basically has like extra sight, doesn't he? Like a sight, like a seeing power. He can see stuff like visions and things.
Yeah, and then Zendaya's there for quite a bit.
Not quite a bit, though.
Well, so she's there like in his visions.
But then she's
there like shortly.
In real life, 5 minutes at the end.
Yeah, and there's also worms, but they're massive.
Yeah, like really big.
Like really big. And then there's also, so they end up, Paul and his mum, Karen.
Jessica.
Lady Jessica.
Concubine. Great word.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a great word.
Makes me feel uncomfortable.
I prefer porcupine.
Yeah, which also makes you feel uncomfortable.
But only if you sit on them. So they end up in the desert, in the dunes, if you will.
Oh.
That's the name of the film. And there's like a group of indigenous peoples called the Fremen, and as the film finishes, they kind of have found their way to the Fremen and have got their
After an escaping like an attack on
Yeah.
them,
and have got their
Paul's dad dies.
Jared Leto.
Leto Atreides.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it ends abruptly with them just being in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
are
they-
they like in the gang now? In the
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to get, but
Yeah.
failing miserably.
Yeah.
They're kind of accepted, aren't they, by the Fremen at that
Yeah.
point? Yeah. Anything else
No, that was pretty good.
missing?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that was great. I couldn't have done that, I couldn't remember anyone's name. I couldn't remember like who ordered who to do what and why they were there. And I really tried as well to follow along.
Yeah, me
No.
too.
Really tried.
I know, because this is the
Really
second
tried.
time I've watched it. The first time I was like, I can't really follow this, so I'll just enjoy it for what it is. The second time I was like, come on, follow, pay attention. And I still had to get Sam to remind me, like, catch me up. What am I missing? What's happening
Yeah.
here?
Hmm.
It's a great steelbook, though. Can you see it?
Oh,
Ooh,
that
that
is a
is
good
nice.
steelbook.
That's a Dune if ever I saw one.
They go heavy on the dunes.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good film if you like dunes. And sand.
Yeah.
Spice, I didn't see any spices, but I don't know if I was looking for the right kind of spices.
You were not.
No. What is the spice?
No.
I didn't know if it was one of the 11 herbs and spices from KFC.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, we would wage a war for that.
Not loose.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's the
Kernels.
only bit of KFC I do like.
Yeah.
Is the coating.
the
Eat
spice.
Yeah.
the chicken,
Yeah.
just eat the skin.
Yeah, far, far better. Okay,
Um,
well, if that hasn't turned everybody off listening to the rest of this, I don't know what would. But
What did everyone think of the cast and characters? Shall I go through a few of them? So, as Abby has kind of pointed out, Paul Abby kind of pointed out, Timothy Chalamet, what the fuck, is Paul Atreides. Rebecca Ferguson is his mum. Lady Jessica. Oscar Isaac is the dad.
Jared Leto,
Atreides. Josh Brolin is there. Stellan Skarsgård. Dave Bautista. Zendaya. There's a lot of good people and a lot of like good and varied characters. Jason Momoa
Jason
shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa without a beard, which is very unusual. I've never seen
Yeah.
him without
it
a
was
beard.
really
Yeah.
upsetting.
Weird.
He looks better with a beard, I think.
He definitely looks better with a beard. He's a great character though.
Yeah, he's a really good character. And I liked his kind of like relationship with Paul as well.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was really good.
His name was Duncan.
His
Oh,
name
no.
was Duncan, yeah.
He was weird. Reminds me of PJ and Duncan.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is based on an old book, isn't it? So the names are just dated now.
Yeah, that's true. I found it weird that there was kind of like a mix of, you know, unusual sounding sci-fi names and then very weird regular names. Like, you know, there's that guy, the Baron or whatever he is, Vladimir Harkonnen, and Josh Brolin's character is Gurney Halleck. And then there'll be like them mentioning that kind of name, and then the other guy, the main guy's just called Paul, and it just sounds really weird. Reminded me of a bit of the alien from, well, that Paul alien. Do you remember? And
Yeah,
just
from that movie.
Paul. It's just a really anticlimax for like the hero of the film just to be called Paul.
It's like the author, Frank Herbert, lived in a house of 4 people and he named 4 characters after them and then just had free reign to name all the other ones really cool names.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Why not?
Oh, I feel like you were saying that like a lead into that's exactly what happened. He named
Oh, I
about
don't know.
all of his
I've done no
friends and then just
research.
made up some crazy stuff.
You sold me on that, Sam.
Yeah,
It was like,
Oh,
that's
that
a good
would've been-
story.
It's like
That would've been-
4 local school children won the competition for their name in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but did their names spell some sort of cute something like lads?
Doubt it.
No.
No. P, you can't do anything with a P and a D.
A P and a D. You can do some great things with a P and a D. That was the kind of joke Abby would
Yeah.
make. How did you not get that?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
So who was everyone's favourite character? Who they think they like the most?
My favourite character was Lady Jessica.
Oh.
She was cool. She went through like the whole adventure, and it was all about Paul, but she was just there the whole time, being like really good and really cool. And she had that kind of like the witchy mother vibe, which was quite good.
Yeah. Get that.
Yeah, I love her too. And but she just reminds me of that bit in Greatest Showman when she sings that really good song. Although I know it's not her singing, but through the whole thing, I couldn't help get that song out of my mind. You know that Never Enough song?
I've not seen the film, but
Right,
yeah.
you've not seen The Greatest Showman?
I know, we're really sorry.
No, I know.
You're hosting a film podcast and you haven't seen The Greatest Showman.
Sorry.
She's also in the Mission Impossible films, isn't she? She's really good in those. Luce, you enjoyed Timothy post Wonka.
Yeah, so the first time I watched it, I was so uninvested and I was just like, I don't really know what's going on. And then since we watched Wonka, and we've watched it so many times now because kids love it, I was so much more invested and I was really liking it. And I really liked him as a character as well. And his mum, because they had quite a nice relationship, the way they were like traveling together and stuff. So yeah, we had a chat about the cast just being such a big deal in terms of how much you enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
Because where I didn't know him before, I was just like, meh. But because it was someone I knew, I was totally sold and invested. So he's my favourite, I think.
Yeah, I think the same. Like, and actually the same thing. Actually, like I've seen him in some things before, but since watching him in Wonka, I was like, oh yeah, he's actually really good, and he's really good in this film. I liked him a lot, actually. Yeah,
me too.
How about you, Em?
I liked Josh Brolin's character.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He just had that feel about him. What was his name? Gurney.
Yep.
What a weird name. In fact, not even a name, just a description of an item at a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was just, at first I thought he was going to be a bit of a dick. And then he just wasn't, was he? Like, actually wanted him to be the best, to like prepare him for the future, and felt that maybe that hadn't been done in the best possible way. They wanted to sort of do that properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I liked Oscar Isaac as well.
He did really.
He was really cool. Yeah. Really good beard.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
think
he's
ever
great.
since just seeing him in Moonlight, I love Oscar Isaac in anything I see him in.
Yeah, me too.
It's like he stole Jason Momoa's beard.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
one person could have a beard, and Oscar Isaac was like, "It's me."
Yeah. Wait, was Jason Momoa, Duncan, and PJ? Was he in it? Was he back alive at the end? You thought you saw him, and you said, "I recognise that eyebrow."
Oh yeah, I saw that as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he very clearly got battered by those soldiers that came in.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was like a memory or like a flashback or something.
Yeah.
But there was definitely,
There was definitely an eyebrow.
Maybe it's his brother.
Well, they all had that eyebrow.
PJ.
Yeah.
Question about that eyebrow though. Is that a natural eyebrow situation?
Or with a little slit in it.
Yeah. Could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be. He could have
Maybe.
walked into a washing line when he was young. That's exactly what happened to me. Except I don't have that really cool.
You do have it.
I
but
do
it's
have
like
a scar
under.
on my eyebrow, but it's underneath. Yeah,
But I guess if you had a bigger injury, then maybe it would.
maybe if you walk.
There's still time.
Yeah, you can make that happen, Dan.
Yeah.
I know I might do. I need a bit of an edge. It's either that or a gold tooth.
I know what I have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're listening, Jason Momoa, we would like to know if your eyebrow is natural, or whether you have to cut that in.
Yeah.
And if you do have to cut it in, is it on like the daily or slightly less regular?
Oh, I really hope he's not listening. I really hope he's not
I
listening.
think that's safe to assume.
You never know.
Oh, I hope he is listening.
Yeah.
Because you've deliberately got his name wrong like 50 times already.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah.
Don't do that. We all love Malworms, but still.
True. Okay.
That's the thing. It's not a bad thing.
Jason
No, but
Momoa,
it's-
if I get an eyebrow slit or a gold tooth, let me know.
Or a Malwan.
Can we have a conversation about Jason Momoa generally? Because I know you guys haven't seen the latest Fast and Furious movie, But he is the best thing about that movie. Wouldn't you agree,
Okay.
Sam?
He's a very good thing in that movie, but I don't think he's the best thing.
Well, he makes such a good bad guy,
He's really good. Yeah.
and he's a bit crazy, and he's a bit like off the rails type thing. But it's nice to see the comparison because in like Aquaman and this, he also makes such a good hero.
Yeah.
And in
Mm.
this one, he was great because he was like, there was that bit, wasn't he, when he was like, "You guys go, and I'm just gonna like buy you some time and take down all these
Yeah.
guys." So yeah, I just like him as a character. He's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like friends, like he was Paul's buddy, wasn't he? And he was really like supportive, and they clearly had like a bond. That was nice.
Yeah, definitely.
And not biased towards the Fremen, where everybody else was like, "Oh, they're awful." He was like, "No, I lived with them. They were great. They did
Yeah.
this."
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when that guy comes in, spits on the floor, he's like, is he the one that's like, no, I know what he's doing. It's okay.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
his-
he doesn't say that, but yeah.
Near enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just go back to something briefly? What is the best thing about the new Fast and Furious film, Sam?
I don't know. I just don't want to be forced to choose.
Well, I feel like it's Vin Diesel, Sam, but you just don't want to say on air.
Sam, if it is Vin Diesel, if it's not Vin Diesel, say no. But if it is, just say I am Groot.
I think. All right. I think it's the action sequences, Luce.
No, you can't have that.
No.
The action sequences are not the best thing. It is.
What about Fast and Furious?
It's the characters. Come on, it's family. It's definitely Vin Diesel. I speak for us both. Although I did say it was Jason Momoa, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Equally great.
Vin Diesel, if you think Jason Momoa is the best thing about the Furious film, please let us know. Also, anyone at home who may or may not be listening to this, or probably who is listening to this, let us know what you think.
And should I get a gold tooth?
Yeah, the answer is no. Everyone said no.
You
They
can get
already
one
voted
at
on
the
it.
back.
I think it's going to happen. I think.
You can get one at the back. That's it.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be right at the front. It would be somewhere subtle, so you only saw it when I was really smiling.
Or yawning.
Or yawning. Yeah, that's. I'm really tired.
What's everybody's favourite scene in the movie?
First off, there was a few things that I liked, but I wouldn't say I was properly invested. I didn't really get into it until that scene where Paul goes in and has to put his hand in that pot.
Yeah, that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite
What's
scenes.
going on here? And then all that whole thing was happening. I was like, oh my God, okay, like this is intense. Like it kind of went up another gear then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's all the mystery around the Bene Gesserit. That's entirely incorrect, isn't it?
I have no idea. Let's just go with it.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yeah. Agreed. That's a good scene. Yeah. That whole concept of just that box is pain. It's just really like interesting and
Yeah.
yeah. Good.
My favourite bit of that was when what happened, like the spaceship flew off or whatever it was that happened. Lady Jessica was stood outside and was she called the Reverend Mother or something?
Yeah.
Mm,
And she had some big dick energy, didn't she? Just generally all throughout.
yeah.
And then she went off, and somehow Lady Jessica got like a massive splash over the top of her, as though she'd driven past in her Rolls Royce and just splashed her with a puddle. I was like, she flew away with a spaceship. How is that even possible to get a massive splash off that?
But I did wonder in that scene, like, why is she putting him through this? I love the way the two of them are just like traveling and it's just really sweet. But that bit is a bit like she's put him in that situation, and if he couldn't cope with it, then he would have been dead, and he almost was. And she's obviously on the other side, like really stressing. It was just a really weird scene.
That was weird.
I'll be honest, for me, that's why I didn't love her as a character.
Not really.
Yeah, because I just thought, like, yes, maybe she's a good mum at some other bits, but she could have given him more information about
Yeah.
all that stuff. She could have, like, she'd been training him but what did that actually mean? He seemed like surprised at everything that there was going.
Yeah.
I feel like you want to prepare your kids a bit more if you're about to get them potentially murdered.
Well, yeah, and if you were expecting them to be like the hero of the hour,
Yeah.
because that's what she was saying to that woman, wasn't she? Like, he could be the one. You'd
Yeah.
think she was helping him get there a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But did she know that was going to happen? Because she woke him up in the middle of the night. I don't think it was a planned visit, was it?
I thought it was. I thought she was literally like, come here and do this test.
Yeah, but she woke him up for that. I don't think it was like on Tuesday we've got that person coming.
No, but she could have said, no, he might die. Let's not do this.
I think that just shows her how much like that is important to her, like that, I don't know, religion or like cult or whatever it was.
Yeah, but above your kid.
Yeah, but then this is a kid that she's kind of preordained to be born, isn't she? Because she was supposed to have daughters.
She knew he would be the one, but she also put him in a very risky situation.
Well,
On the
maybe
head.
it's a bit of a Harry Potter thing around like if he grew up knowing that he was the one, then like would he have been a dick instead of the one?
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not a dick, Harry Potter, is he?
Yeah, I know. Would he have been more of a dick? We all know it should have been Neville, but yeah, maybe that's kind of how it was. Like he had to grow up not having that information.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I wonder if she knew whether he would cope with it okay, or he would survive, or whether she was really stressing. Because outside, was she like crying because she was like, this is a horrible experience, but he'll be okay?
Yeah.
Or was she genuinely like, I hope he doesn't die in there?
Yeah.
I think she always thought he was the one, so I think she knew he'd be okay.
Yeah.
Sam, what was your favourite scene?
It was that one. I really liked that boxing, but then I also really liked the siege. Like as soon as it all kind of took a turn, and so like until then, I really enjoyed it because it was quite a slow film. Like you really got to know the story, the world, the characters, but then it moved just at the right pace for me. And then at that point, when it kind of went up big gear in terms of action and sequences, I was kind of ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that as well. And I really enjoyed like the quieter bits as well.
I think it was a bit too slow for me, I think. Like I know that it's coming from like vast source material and like they clearly have started this remake series knowing they want to do 2 films, maybe 3 films, I don't know. But I don't know, I just felt like it was quite slow generally. Like just thinking of like sci-fi films and even like that guy, what's his name? David Villeneuve, the director. Like he did Arrival, and I love that film. That is a brilliant film. But also just thinking of other films, like The Creator, which we watched recently. I think I preferred watching The Creator to this film, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
And they're both kind of similar, not in terms of storyline, but in terms of like modern-ish feeling sci-fi films.
And like a traveling story, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike this one. I just think it was fine, I guess. It was okay. I struggle sometimes when a film is deliberately set up to have a sequel. I'm a bit like, that's kind of why I hadn't wanted to watch it up until now, really, because I'm a bit like, well, I know I'm going to get to the end and there'll be loads of unanswered questions anyway. And then I'll just have to wait 2 or 3 years for another one to come out. And actually, you know, I like quite a contained story. I just find it a bit annoying, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I think that's fair.
My favourite scene was the doctor. You know, there was that doctor, and he at the beginning was really good, and then it seemed like he was bad, but he needed Jared Leto's. He needed to give him up, didn't he, to the Baron to get his wife back, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he gave him that tooth
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought it was so good. He was like, I'm so sorry that I have to do this, and I will do everything that I can to look after Paul, but I have to get my wife back. Like, it's horrendous what they're doing to her. So I'm going to
Oh,
kill you, but here's this thing so that you can kill the Baron, and then like everything's better.
Mm.
I don't know why I love that bit.
That was a really good scene. The tooth scene.
Yeah.
yeah. That was my favourite scene.
Great there. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's just a bit like, whoa, what the hell's going on? This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah. But also really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also weird how he's just laying there naked.
Yeah.
Why
I
is
was
that
gonna say,
necessary?
Yeah.
weird silhouette where it looks like you can see his dong just hanging down. But I think, like you said, it's in his hand.
Yeah, no, I studied it and I felt like it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've got this.
But it is an ambiguous silhouette,
It
I
is.
think.
And also someone needed to undress him for that. They could
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Why is this necessary? I mean, he wasn't complaining. He is on the list. So that's fine. But it did seem unnecessary. And it's so disappointing when you realise the Baron's not dead.
yeah.
I was like,
that's the
no.
way.
It was right next to him as well.
Yeah, makes no sense.
No.
But yeah, that was my favourite scene. But yeah, just I was like, oh, I want him to die. He's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Really weird looking chap.
Yeah. He's a
Still.
great actor though, that guy.
Yeah.
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all
Yes.
are, aren't they? Good
Yeah.
family of actors.
I was well excited though when you said that a Skarsgård was in it.
Yeah, who's the one from Succession that you like?
Alexander.
Yeah,
He's the best Skarsgård.
you reckon?
Yeah.
Who are the other Skarsgårds?
Wait, is that the same one as the one from True Blood?
I think
Yeah, I
so.
think so.
Oh yeah, he's the best one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
I'd agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. All four, we agree. Gustav, he's the one from Vikings. And he's
Oh,
excellent
okay.
in that. He plays Floki, doesn't he?
Yeah, Loki. Yeah, he is really good at it.
And then the other one,
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill,
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and he was in that brilliant Hemlock Grove show that we just
God.
watched for like a very short period and loved for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And so, yeah, Stellan Skarsgård is in Thor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
He's the one he's driven mad, isn't he?
Yeah.
Eric. Dr. Eric.
Selvig, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be
And
cute.
Bill was in Eternals, isn't he? He is the alien chap.
Oh,
They are. They're all excellent.
yeah. I like a Skarsgård.
Are they on the list?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, add them all.
Maybe not the older ones.
Anyone got any honourable mentionable scenes?
Yes, I do. Honourable
Oh.
mention for where there's just a cut when they're in the dunes. And there's that really cool old desert mouse.
Yeah, and you see
Oh,
all the
yeah.
water and like sweat dripping down it.
Yeah, that was nice. I really like that.
That was a good
Yeah,
mouth.
that was
Nice
great.
little mouse.
Also, honourable mention there for the worms generally,
Yeah.
because they always shut the bed on these things, don't they? And make it like you see too much of it and then it's not scary. And they were so good at just showing like literally the ground moving
Yeah.
and then just the mouth and everything falling in. I don't know. I just felt that they were really, really good at making that monster a scary monster. But you weren't like, it's obviously it isn't evil in any way. It just is
Yeah.
literally following the vibrations, isn't it?
Mm.
I don't know. I just thought that they did that really well.
But didn't you think the worm mouth looked like a butthole?
Yes, it did. It was an anus, for sure.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't stop thinking about that. Because there's that bit where it comes out and Paul's there and they're like, why isn't it eating you type thing? And I was just the whole time thinking like, I'm staring at some animal's butthole.
Yeah.
Which is why the special popcorn bucket is getting a lot of attention.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's a
no. Really?
Yeah.
What is
They've
the
actually done
popcorn
that, have
bucket?
they?
It is terrible.
Well, what is it?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh,
Oh dear.
that is spectacular.
Yeah,
Oh, why on earth have they done that?
yeah, it's getting a lot of viral followings.
But Sam, you collect these popcorn buckets. Are you going to get that one for your collection?
Probably not.
Why?
I think you need it.
Yeah, me too. You could be elbow deep and stop there.
Yep. You could, Sam.
I could.
Also, you probably could get one. It could probably be limited edition one day. But they're not going to make too many of those anus buckets, are they?
Oh,
Well, there's probably a lot of people that want them, to be fair.
true.
Sam, you have the Trolls band together popcorn bucket. You have to get the Dune too.
Let us know in the comments or on our social media if you are going to get one of these June popcorn buckets, which is basically an anus.
Yeah. So Jason Momoa, are you going to get one as well?
And will you share it with Vin Diesel?
Oh, I would love to see that.
Was there anything for anyone in particular that they didn't like about this film or wasn't done well?
Yeah, I've got one. The only colours in the entire film are like grey and beige.
Uh-huh.
It's true.
That's it.
Very true.
It was
Bit of red.
Oh, and apart from the blue eyes of the Fremen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I just found it very like drab to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Sam?
No, I really liked it.
So there was literally nothing.
No, I think I really enjoyed even the color scheme of it. I think it added to it. It was transported you to like that world, and you just stayed in the zone of it. And there's so many cool shots of like the sand and all that kind of stuff that I think I was just in the right frame of mind to enjoy it.
My problem was that we watched it in 2 sittings, and this always seems to be my problem. So maybe it's not the film's problem, but we need to do it differently. But I was really enjoying it way more than I thought that I would, and was really, really into it. And then we paused, and then we came back, and it was literally where everything started going wrong. And I couldn't quite understand. Obviously, they had they had a good plan for overthrowing Paul's family. But I didn't understand how every security measure had failed everywhere, all at once, over everything that they had hit. It just didn't seem to make that much sense to me. And it was all just like, they said, didn't they? They hit every single center of humanity on the planet or something all at once. And I'm like, how? How many people do they have? How was it this good that it hit everything? Don't know. Just didn't make loads of sense.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because like in this genre of movie, like sci-fi, you can just do anything, can't you? You can just
true.
be like, even like when in the storm, they're like, oh, if you go a certain height, you're fine. It's like you can literally just throw anything in. So someone can answer that question for you, Ab, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Just make up anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Dan, anything you felt didn't work or you didn't like? You answered that quite a lot in the favourite scenes section, if I'm honest. Just being a fucking anarchist.
I'm not one for rules. Yeah, just for me, it could have been a bit pacier, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it, and I loved seeing like all of the like crazy stuff from the world, like the what they called them, like thopters, and it's like actually like a dragonfly that was like flying through the air, the wings.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that'd be really cool.
There's loads of really good little like inventions and things like that. The spice harvester, they were out in the field, weren't they? And then there was going to be a big balloon that comes down and lifts it up. That was all really cool. I'm just listing the things I liked about it now. What the hell am I doing? Sorry. No, I just...
You literally cannot follow a rule.
So my favourite cast, I think, has to be...
Sorry.
Sam's going to ask for the scores in a minute and you're going to be like giving a 3-minute plot.
That's good then. Not much that we didn't like.
Yeah.
Really?
I remember at the time when it was released, they got a lot of stick for having so much Zendaya in the trailer when she was only really in the film for like the last 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
I think that wasn't, again, not an issue with the film, just the marketing.
yeah.
Yeah. And she was in the film throughout, wasn't she? Again, through like the visions. Not
Yeah.
loads.
Yeah, but not really, not acting a lot in it, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
turning
Yeah.
around, looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking. Yeah. It's not like you don't get to know who that character is at all until
Yeah,
the last
true.
5
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading that some people were whinging about it not being true to the source material, like in technical things. Like I just saw one guy complaining about like the type of gloves they were wearing. And it's like they would never be wearing those gloves if you were to read the books type thing. So
Right.
bearing in mind none of us have read any books, we can't really comment. But I wonder how true it is to the original. And yeah,
I think if they're willing to keep the name Paul in it, then you're winning already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a
it's quite
big
sweet that
fact.
his name's Paul. Because it's like he's quite a sweet character, even though he's like the hero and the protagonist and stuff. And then his name's Paul. He's just
Yeah.
quite like a sweet little character. I don't know, I quite like it. Wait, hang on. Which is worse, Paul or Duncan? Because I'd say Duncan was worse.
Duncan's worse. Yeah.
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 Okay. Agreed. Hard agree.
Yeah, I think it's not that I think Paul is a bad name. It's just a weird name for the main character when there's all kinds
Yeah.
of names flying around.
And it's just like a normal now 50, 60-year-old man name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a fun young person name.
Yeah, but how old is the book?
Yeah.
Like
probably
60s, isn't it?
Yeah.
exactly.
There you go.
But it was set in like the year 21,000 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some names do come back around again, so maybe it's just had its turn.
Yeah. All of those Pauls born in the 60s, though, they were loving it, probably.
It's true.
All those little baby Pauls. Weird to think of a baby called Paul.
Tim Chalamet is pretty baby faced though, to be honest.
True.
Yeah.
But do you ever think that, like, you just look at your little baby and be like, oh, I'm going to call him Keith. You know, so much like a little baby Keith.
It's Barry for me. Barry. Because
Yeah.
like there are some Barrys about, like
EastEnders.
no.
Barry Keegan.
Barry Keegan.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's not what I was gonna say, but yeah, Barry Keegan. Keegan.
You-
What's the Flash? He's a Barry, isn't he?
Barry Allen, yeah.
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 So who people are calling their
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
babies
Flash
Barry.
is a comic book character from like 60 years ago.
I know,
Yeah.
but still.
But Barry, the one from Saltburn, he's not from the 60s.
Or is
He
he?
could be. He's got
Yeah.
like an interesting face.
He like they had in the 60s.
But like, if he came out and said, actually, turns out I'm 60, not, I don't know, 30, everyone would be like, yeah, I see that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
We ready for scores?
I think so.
Yeah.
So now it's time to give some scores to Dune Part 1. As usual, we'll look at enjoyability, shareability, and masterpiece ability. So first up, Luce, enjoyability.
Oh, I give it a 3.
Nice. Ab,
I give it a 3 as well.
Dan,
I give it a 2.5.
I give it a 4.
Oh,
Sam loved it.
yeah.
I did. It was the same as you, Dan. I thought it was going really slow, and then we paused it, and there was like 40 minutes left. So it was actually going much faster than I thought.
Ah,
Dan, 2.5. You half enjoyed it.
That's good. It's good. I think just a bit long for me.
I liked it. I'm just comparing it to other movies, really. I can't really criticize that. It's just not my favorite story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt the same. Like I said, I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
And when I first thought about it, I was like, a 4. It's amazing. And then I was like, did I? Because I feel like when I first watch a film, then I'm like, I love that film.
Yeah.
And then a couple of days or weeks later, I'm like, have you thought about that film again? No. Would you watch it again? No. Same with The Creator, wasn't it? Like, I came out of that just buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit whether if there was a sequel tomorrow. I very much doubt that I would bother watching.
What, of Dune?
No.
Yeah, I think it's actually like 2 days' time, but
Yeah.
And I'm saying I'm not going to watch it, Sam.
well, I'm expecting to like this film even more when it's like the story can finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
what I was going to say. Is I feel like I will have more time for this film when I know the other half of it. Like I feel it's just a bit unfinished, and like you invest in the characters, you want to know what happens and blah blah, blah, and then you kind of don't get that, and you're just a bit left. I just felt a bit empty. It's not on a cliffhanger, really. You know, there's going to be more story, but it's not like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. Are they going to survive that plane crash or whatever? They're just they're just there in the desert. Like they did live. They could just go off and live with the Fremen forever. That could be the end. But
Yeah.
Which you kind of think like Infinity War, that is your ultimate, like the story kind of wrapped up a bit, but it left such a big cliffhanger.
exactly.
It was perfect.
Yeah, you knew there was going to be another one, but the end of that film is amazing. Like, and you didn't have that empty feeling where like it has to be wrapped up by another film. You can watch that on its own. Whereas this one, you're kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'll wait 2 years now for the next one. And that's, But I will watch that one. And I am intrigued. I do kind of want to go and see the original David Lynch one now.
Oh, really?
Just to see what that was like. Yeah.
You always say that.
I do always say that.
You're always like...
And I always follow through on it.
No. You have not yet followed through on any of that.
What do you mean I've not followed through on anything?
Well, we've done this for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
And you have said that about definitely at least Old Boy.
Yeah, and I did watch the original one.
No, you didn't.
I watched the trailer.
Tell us about it.
It was
Also,
the same.
it was the original that we watched.
Stop calling my bullshit, okay?
Let's go to shareability. Luce.
I gave it a 2.
Ab.
2.5 from me, Sam.
Dan.
And a 2.5 from me as well.
I give it a 3.
Ooh.
Luce, you're going a bit low with a 2.
No, I just don't know if I know anyone that it would be their thing, and I probably wouldn't be passionate enough about it to be like, you definitely need to watch this. But it's not a bad thing. It's just not one I'd go away and rave about and think about and stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Sam, what are you thinking?
I told my parents to watch it this week, so I felt obliged to give it more than 2.5.
Oh. Interested to know what your parents think about that, Sam.
I don't think they're watching it.
Really? They normally take your recommendation.
I think they will, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they feel safe with the names Paul and Jessica, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
True.
And Duncan, no,
Duncan might be pushing it too far.
that's true. So the last category is masterpiece ability. Luce.
3.5.
Ab.
A 3.5.
Dan.
3.5. Don't ruin it, Sam.
I gave it a 4.5.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did like the fact that it was a massive universe, and clearly a lot of thought has gone into what's happening and the different like people that are involved in things. So yeah, I really liked it.
Like, I think 3.5 is a pretty high score.
Yeah.
High-ish score, isn't it? And I think like it was a very beautiful film, like the massive pans of
Yeah.
dunes. And
even the soundtrack and stuff was cool, wasn't it? Like, that's that weird, like, screamy sound that happened a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't love that, Sam. It's not like Dan literally making me listen to the Loki soundtrack all day, every day at the moment. Yeah, but it was, wasn't it? It was really beautiful. Like, it was a really well considered world and concept, and like good storytelling, good acting,
Good attention to detail as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. That's us done.
Good.
Sounds good.
I would go and see the next one at the cinema, actually.
Oh,
There you
Yeah,
go.
I wish I saw this at the cinema.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would have had a better grasp what was going on if everything around me was blacked out and I just had 3 hours
Yeah.
to sit and watch it.
And your eyes were open the whole time.
I did not actually fall asleep during this one. That's what I did. First time round. Not this time.
I wonder if there's any places actually showing it now the new one's coming out. There might
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, there must be the odd like double parter.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
just watched it.
I'm just saying.
I
for
don't
the
want to watch it
listeners,
again.
A suggestion for the listeners,
Okay,
not for you.
thank goodness. I was already thinking how we could get out loose of seeing part 2 at the cinema. I was like, these two could go together.
It's going to be harder for you to review it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That is a
Good
good point. Not impossible though.
It's true. I guess there was some sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget, Ab, you have to go to the cinema to get the popcorn bucket.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as well, the second one has got Christopher Walken in it.
Oh,
Was
yeah. He's the
actually-
emperor, isn't he?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh.
So that gives the film a score of 37.5 out of 60.
Oh.
Oh, that's pretty good. I think that's sort of where I would expect it. Kind of mid range.
Yeah.
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 Because we score everything high. So-
Thank you for coming along to this week's Lads Film Club and joining us while we discussed Dune. Part 1.
We'd love to know what you thought about it too. Were you as entertained as we were? Let us know on our Twitter, Insta, or Facebook. Find the details in the description.
And if you enjoyed listening to our podcast, or even if you didn't, leave us a 5-star rating and review.
And don't forget to share with your own lads.
Share it with anyone, really. We're not picky.
But maybe not your anus worms. Not for this one anyway.
Oh. Anus worms.
So grab your popcorn.
Round up your lads.
Get watching.
And join us next week.
Bye.
Bye. That's good. It's good. I think just a bit long for me.
Struggle with the length again.
The length of these things, yes.
If you practice, you really can get used to it, I think.